Specific. You presented the planning commission presented the last time I was here. It's right on the paperwork, so.
Wow.
So the application permit number, the zoning, everything was right on there. They pulled it from somewhere.
That is
Public
something.
records, and if you were a commercial entity, the bill would not be
Yeah. It would just,
outrageous.
right. That wasn't $49,000.
No.
Wow.
But there's so many people that can be scammed
So
many.
easily. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's like, that's the sad part about it. That's,
Wow.
wow.
Ready to roll, everybody?
Oh, I'm ready.
Wait a minute, hey,
Yeah.
It's two sections because the staples weren't big enough.
Yeah.
okay,
A lot
I got a 50-page packet,
Yeah, it increased.
200. I said everybody the words would start to approach village size.
Jeez.
All right, let's get rolling.
Okay.
Tonight's Oregon Town Board meeting will come to order, and Jennifer, if you please call the roll.
I will. Carl Walzer.
Here.
Lori Fitzgerald. Here. Arlen Kai.
Here,
And Tim LeBron.
Here.
And Steve Jernigan is going to excuse us.
Okay, thank you. We have one set of minutes in there for February 10th. Any questions?
Yep.
Concerns?
I just wasn't included in the roll call.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
In February?
I will
Yeah.
add. I apologize for that.
And I'm like, wow.
Get you.
Wasn't I here?
Get there.
And then I saw I made the first motion.
You got some ready.
I will add
you were hovering
Tim LeBron
Yes.
for
to,
Aura.
I apologize.
Then with that correction and without any objections, the minutes are approved. Jennifer, do you want to talk about financial report and things like that? It's on page 7. What's on?
Sure. Yes, so we have the loan update, I'm sorry, we have financial report, we have the loan update, so we paid the three, our big three, which is to the Bureau of Commissioners, we paid that last month. So we just will have the remaining loan that we'll have to make a payment is the, for the fire and EMS that we take out, and we do that towards the end of the year in October. So that's the only one we have left on that. And then we have the payment approval. I don't think there's anything really. Danecom, that's one, and then, yep, OFED and Belleville. Belleville, that's for, if you look in your packet, that's for the, I think that's for the fire, is it fire truck? Ambulance, not sure, it's for capital equipment. And then, what else? Okay, so do you want to talk about 4A, which is the pain and dolens?
Sure.
Update,
yes.
okay.
Can we
Oh,
do, let's do the reports
oh,
first,
sure.
and then we'll do Payne and Dolan. So any questions about the financial report, loan update, and payment vouchers?
No.
Okay, and without objection, the financial report, loan update, and payment vouchers are approved. Thank you. All right, let's go to 4A then, talk about Payne and Dolan. The big question is, did Dustin get back to you?
We got back, we met Thursday morning
In person?
in person
Yes.
with Dustin,
Yes.
and his boss, Sam Billhorn, was not able to make it, but they had conferred and they agreed to the reconciliation of the $11,254.17, because we do not owe them. They have agreed to that.
Thank you, Arlen.
And I don't know if you have, Jennifer, if you received.
Received nothing.
Okay, I received a call. And, well, I have to thank our Chair of Road and Safety. Sue had great great information, calendar date, I mean, lots of things, but it came down to that they respected the reconciliation that we were doing, that when we started out with a $54,000 or over $50,000 difference,
Mhm.
that we marched our way up and could not get beyond 11,000 difference. And they said, fine.
Great, that's excellent. Can we do one thing though? Jennifer, when do they send their, well, if they, well, here's what I was gonna say, then we're gonna go backtrack on it. When do they send invoices to us? End of month?
Beginning of month, so I think it's like the third or fourth that I've gotten invoices. I could just double check and see if they sent them.
And what I'm getting at is I would like to see something from them saying zero balance.
That's right. And I was asking them and Dustin was saying he was trying to get something to us yesterday. Don't know.
Okay, that's fine, but I'll consider, I mean, we should consider it
We should
closed when
consider
we
it
get
closed. We had
documentation.
I can check with Sue as well as to what it was there, but they were considering it sold. They were again also looking at all the good neighbor things that we've had with them in the past, and that they didn't want to mess up a working relationship.
Great, that's excellent,
Yes.
very good. What I'd like to do though is leave this item on for next month's
Okay,
agenda.
sure.
And then we can, if it's, if we, or Jennifer, if we get something from them before the April meeting, then we'll take it off.
But I think that's wise. Until we get the actual paper. We did ask for it. I was hoping that it would be here.
Super, thank you. Thank you very much. And Jennifer, I think the next one is you as far as consolidation of accounts.
Okay, so that was awesome. So on page,
Can I just say this too, pass along thanks to Sue.
yes,
Yes.
yes,
That's excellent.
made $11,000 or so. On page 13, we are started the audit. The audit has not been completed, but during the audit, if you look on page 14, when we're done with the audit, they basically categorize our money into different pools. And if you just look along the top, there's internally designated, externally designated, held for other taxing jurisdictions. So at the end of the year, obviously we're collecting taxes. So we have all that money that's going to the school districts and to the county. So that's that other taxing jurisdiction. That's that large amount that we have at the end of December, because we go January to December. So the externally restricted is that 26,000 was what the impact fees were. And we've used that. So that has now been zeroed out. But when we were discussing park fees and things like that, and where park money and all that came from, one of the things was we talked about that Lamont CD. It's not a CD, it says CD, but it's not, it's actually just. And we also have gotten some more donations from Jerry Jensen he passed away, and that was one of the things that they did. So I was talking to the auditor about that specific Lamont, because I feel like that should be externally restricted, meaning that is really only for parks, because that's really what that money was. It was a donation specifically for parks. And then the money that has come in from the Jerry Jensen Memorial, that would be lumped into that money as well, and put into what would be like externally restricted.
That was designated for parks as well?
Yeah, the Jerry Jensen,
Okay, yes.
yeah, the parks as well.
And not a specific park?
Not a
just
specific park.
Parks?
Yes,
Very
just parks.
Because that'll be the key,
Yes.
to keep stuff sorted out.
Yes. So what I talked to her, so the email was just talking to her specifically about that moving that to that other line, to that externally restricted, because we know that Lamont, and then we know that these other funds that are coming in will be, and we can keep track if we want to, keep track, if the Lamont is specifically for bicentennial and the other ones are just core parks, we can just keep that on an Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah,
But
put it all the park money into an account and then have them designated internally.
yeah,
Okay.
but
Not
on
in
this
separate
sheet
accounts.
for the externally restricted, we're just gonna make that like the actual park donation. So then
Okay.
going forward, we're gonna know what money has really been set aside as specific park money, because that's what we kind of struggle with.
Mhm.
So the rest of the money that has come for impact fees, that's all just general. We have them labeled, you know, we can label them whatever we want. Those are all just like general town funds.
Right.
We just label them. We're gonna probably consolidate some of them. Like some of the, like the culture and recreation, we're probably gonna, Stephanie's gonna look at where the highest interest rate we're getting. We're probably gonna consolidate some of those to make those not so many accounts, have those be less, but having it just so we know which ones are actually externally restricted to just.
So I mean, it's looking like this is 700, about 700,000.
No, not even, not, no, I don't know where you got that number.
Well, I just added up all the different park.
Yep, no, don't do that. Because, don't do that, no, because the park funds are town funds, are general town funds.
Yeah.
The only thing we're talking about is things that are only restricted to being used at the park. And really, the only thing that's restricted to being used at the park are donations that have been made. And that's the Lamont and so far the Jerry Johnson. Everything else before that is just general town funds. I mean, we might have labeled them park funds, but they're just general.
Well,
town funds.
this is a savings account. These are capital funds.
These are in your savings account. Yeah,
This is
Yeah.
undesignated as to where.
right. They've just kind of been put in this, labeled this park, but we could tomorrow, we had one that was called fire dues. We renamed that, took that money and renamed it something else. You can rename it whatever you want. But I want to just make it really clear going forward, which ones are actually externally restricted, meaning these are the ones we can only spend. So if everyone's okay with that, then I'm gonna go ahead and tell the auditor that we're gonna go ahead and make that change, because,
I'm good with that.
okay.
Is the internally designated versus externally designated like an accounting division, or are we just calling it that? Because
I think
You
this
said
is how the auditors label it. Yeah, and we kind of have to direct them. And so they know that impact fees are, because that was what we were collecting before, and those were under statute where you had to use them by a certain amount, by a certain date, thank you.
Right.
But they wouldn't have known that the Lamont would have been externally restricted unless we would have told them that. And I don't think anyone ever told them that. And so that's what I'm going to make clear now, is that that actually isn't externally restricted, meaning that it can be used on parks.
which is tripping me up a little bit, only because to me, all of this seems to be internal to the town. You know, what I mean? So the external is catching me a little bit. It's because it doesn't seem external to me. It's more just allocated. But it's okay. We don't need to talk about it now. But you know what I'm
It's
saying?
the way that the
Yeah,
auditors
that's fine.
look at it.
As long as-
I think we just kind of have to look at it where it's the auditors are looking at it. It doesn't really matter if it's in a separate bank account, or if we have it all in the same bank account and we're just, it just means that the town board can't spend it on a truck. All the rest of the funds that are internally designated, you guys can spend on whatever you want.
Right.
The ones that would be in the externally restricted would be,
Yeah.
hey, we can't spend it unless it's for the use that it's intended.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, that's the
If
only.
we throw in a definition somewhere in a
Yes,
document,
please.
because otherwise, I
Well, this form isn't mine. This calculated cash balance, that's the auditor's one. That's their form. That's how they do it.
that's fine. I mean, I'm not gonna die on this hill, but I think it's a little vague.
Just could I throw out,
Yeah.
does it simply mean that the money was given from outside the town and they
Oh,
just,
gotcha.
they restricted it
That
to.
exactly. Thank you.
All the other money is
Perfect.
It's like a donor designated.
Yeah, donor
versus,
designated.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just a terminology thing
That's-
that's
got
confusing, but I was thinking it's.
I'm on as well, and externally restricted, it does hold like a greater meaning than just a term that the auditors are using. It actually imposes certain things, like that a donor imposed restriction, which is basically like what we're talking about when we're discussing the Jensen funds that are restricted. And then if it might be like a purpose or like time restrictions, like a grant that i.e. needs to be used for a specific purpose and or needs to be set by a certain time, used by a certain time. So we're actually like legally obligated to honor these restrictions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else on that?
No.
All right, thanks, Jennifer. And Stephanie. I know you two gentlemen, possibly, I know two of you are here for actually, specified agenda items. Were you here for just a public?
I'm just here.
Okay.
Welcome aboard.
So no public comment. And then was Jesse?
There was somebody.
There's somebody online.
Oh,
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, good evening.
hello. Did you have comments or questions? I know that we're working on your situation.
Okay. What I want to do is switch land, like we talked about. I've been trying to get this done. That's plain and simple. That square, that triangle, put it back behind the property so I can move the house back just a little further back, 50 feet, get it away from the road. That's what I'm looking at.
This is the property on out in front of Bicentennial Park.
Oh, okay,
The property was purchased.
okay,
There was,
now I'm in context.
there was, yeah,
But
there's some unfinished business there, right?
I think so, and I'm not sure, is it Dave Frankson who's been working on it?
But I've been in contact with you as well. And so you were gonna be bringing some of the information to us.
Me or
You,
okay, well, you guys got a map, an old map.
Did
You know,
the
the deed-
email go through? I
Yeah,
guess?
did the email go through? We sent an email.
I
don't
don't
know
know,
if it-
I only had the email that you and I communicated about getting onto the Zoom call. I don't have any other email. But I don't know if Dave has something, but I only have the email.
There was okay, this is me not remembering entirely, but did you send something related to like a title search receipt, but not the actual title documents?
It's no,
No, we would have sent this map right here.
It's a map. It's an old map.
Is it possible to email it now or no?
Well, no, because
No.
we're in the meeting, but
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, basically, it's you guys have the property of the on this the park and the George Reynolds property, and there's a triangle where you guys are driving through, and I was seeing all this a little bit, and I just went to Dave and I said, Dave, I found out he was the guy doing the park, run the park business, whatever, and I just want to switch the triangles, no extra land. I want to take the house down and clean everything else up. So that's my goal.
we have a lot of documentation, I don't know, it's 50, by the time the Bicentennial Park is pushing 50 years now, where they did transfer the triangle. It looks like it did not make it all the way through the paperwork. So that's where we were looking at, if you had your title insurance, we can sit down and start seeing what it is that we have to do to get this finally resolved.
it's exactly what that email.
And the title insurance policy you would have received when you purchased the property at the title company when you closed.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
There should be
And-
that policy, and it would be helpful to have a copy of that policy.
So be delighted to be very willing to meet with you to help resolve this issue.
Okay. Well, you know, I bought. What the title company gave me was 1.3 or 1.4 acres. That's what I purchased from George Reynolds. And looking through everything on my end, there's nothing, a switching, nothing.
Yeah, and that's why it would be helpful to have that policy.
I actually have it here. So is that our next step is just to get this to you guys, right?
Yeah, could you bring that in so we can make copies of it? It looks like the paperwork was done, but it was not recorded properly. The final recording did not complete.
Should go to plan commission.
And I'm gonna just let everyone know that that's purchased with DNR money. So it's not really our land to swap or trade or do anything. We have to get, that was with DNR approval.
But it already has been.
Yeah,
It has already been transferred.
with DNR
Right.
approval. So to try to do something again, we're gonna have to get DNR approval again. We
Well-
can't, we wouldn't be able to do it ourselves.
Okay,
Just
so
so we all know that because of the way that the land is purchased. And it's basically co-owned with the state.
Okay, can I ask a question though, and this is more just method for right now.
Mhm.
So in the new format for this meeting, you've got this not necessarily under public comment, but you've got it under appearance by.
Yeah, so there's no decisions that are gonna be made tonight. This was just him coming in and
Okay,
explaining.
so essentially public comment.
Yeah,
So we need to, one of the things we need to do, Jesse, is we need to put this on an agenda as an actual agenda item. Because it's, public comment section is very limited in, as far as conversation that can be had. It's not technically a topic that's posted publicly, it's just casual. So we've probably actually gone too far, but.
I think you're fine, that yeah.
well,
So-
but if we can get the information from you, so we can start taking action on this.
I hadn't gotten anything to be able to put it on as an action item. I
Yeah.
didn't see any.
Okay, so Nick, come back to the next meeting in April.
But you have to,
You'll need to let us know,
Mhm.
and it'd be great if you could provide in advance any kind of documentation you can get.
Okay, no problem.
Sounds-
I will send it and so we'll put it on the next agenda, correct?
Yes.
In April.
Yep.
All right, okay.
Okay,
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you. Patience.
Thank you very much, guys.
Yep, thank you.
thank you.
You bet, bye.
Arlen, I'll take that email back when if you have a chance. So I do want to mention this to the board. So we're trying this new agenda format. And so maybe at the end of the meeting, I'll ask you how this next section goes as far as the actual items that might require a vote. Whether it makes sense, whether it flows well. You see, there's just a list with everything.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So then
Public comment.
item number 7.
Do we have any other public comment?
No, we checked already.
Okay.
All right, this is Mr. Templeton, and Arlen, are you working on this one?
I'm sorry?
Is this your item?
I guess it is recommended by the plan commission to be approving the application by the Templeton family. So where are we at here?
Page
Oh,
15.
And then you have the map on page 17. The application 15. And that is, this is a parcel of land that's more than 4 acres. It is adjacent to a subdivision. It is one of the properties that's eligible for subdivision. And in fact, you can create 2 lots of 2 acres or more. And it was recommended approval by the planning commission.
That a motion?
That's a motion to approve. Make a motion to approve the rezone or the rezone and subdivision of 930 Hillcrest Lane.
Okay, here a second.
Second.
2 seconds. Any discussion?
This, and so it meets all of our criteria. Yeah. Very good. No discussion.
Lori? No. All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Motion passes. Thank you.
If you could just wire that money.
That's what I said to him.
If that's your attention.
I knew it had to be somebody on the inside.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, this is not much of a jump, but let's jump from 8 to 9 to the new Sugarville Emergency Medical Services District. And Josh, right? Yep. Did you want to, well, how do we, let me ask this first. Anybody have any specific questions about the agreement? And
What item are we in?
this is, I jumped to item 9.
There we go.
Nine.
Thank
It's
you.
page 25.
The only question I have is financial. It's just a question as to how it changes does it change our budget? That's what it comes down to. Does it
And
change?
I
our
think the answer was the first 3 years are similar to the current year. And then it's the 4th year when New Glarus and both New Clarises, town and village, come to
So,
the table and
so the village and the town of Glarus are actually come in right away.
Mhm.
The short answer to your question is the formula that's used to determine cost does not change for the next 3 years. It's population based exclusively. It's the same formula that you have. So I'd anticipate your per capita the next 3 years will be the same. Let me back up. Yeah, I would anticipate your per capita the next 3 years actually will start to decline because that's based on the percentage of the population of the district. So your percentage, given that we have such a small section of the town of Oregon,
Mhm.
actually, because the population base in the town and the village of New Glarus combined is about another 3,900 people, your percentage of population as it rises with the whole district should come down. Year 4, what the chair is referring to is the formula goes to your percentage share as it relates to 1/3 population, 1/3 call volume, 1/3 equalized value.
Uh-huh.
We would anticipate all the towns that are participating in this agreement actually will see a pretty precipitous decline once that starts, because those are the years that the formula introduces the equalized value and the call volume, frankly, of the 2 villages that are involved. So,
Mhm. The call volume in that specific municipality?
correct.
Okay.
So you'll be compared against, and again, I don't have the data in front of me, but I think because I think we only have those couple of sections.
Yeah.
I think your call volume based on a district with probably 1,100 calls, you may have 7 to 10. I think you're going to have a very
I got you.
Yeah.
Sure.
decimal dust kind of
Mhm. Mhm.
implication of cost wise. So I would anticipate your costs are going to go down. And
that's what it sounded like.
I've been upfront with the villages. I think their costs are going to go up, and I think the costs are going to go down township level.
There's been a lot of work on this agreement.
Yeah.
Yes, I know.
And everybody's very excited about it. So
And again, the district is gonna continue to operate in New Glarus. It's not being geographically serviced by Belleville. It's being serviced in New Glarus. That you have a location in New
Both
Glarus,
places.
that, in both places,
Yep.
not everything is coming from a single place. I guess is what I'm.
Yes, yeah.
It's distributed.
24/7 operations in Belleville, 24/7 operations in New Glarus. Yes, 2 stations. Yes.
Okay, all right.
So how is that beneficial to New Glarus if they have to be having people there 24/7 like they do now? Or how is it different? More advantageous?
That is what's different. So they did not have a staffed on-premise service previously.
And they will now,
Correct.
and that staffing will be provided by Belleville?
We're already doing it under contract. Yep.
Okay.
Did you want to speak to the grant possibilities?
Yeah, so the reason that we're here on the timeline that we're on, we've been working with the State Department of Revenue and Administration. So the state in the last biennial budget cycle included a grant program to provide some incentive for local units of government to explore partnerships like this. And as we've been working with them, they have actually moved the grant deadline up until the 31st of this month. So this is why this is before you tonight, that if we can secure the signatories of the participating townships and villages prior to the end of this month, our intention would be to go in and apply for that grant. You won't be surprised to know that from the information we've gathered, there has not been a robust application period. Getting local units of government to combine services is always a great theory, and then getting people to actually sit down and do the work. To the chair's point, there have been, I can't even count the hours, right, of meetings that have been put into this agreement. So this is actually, I think, a credit to the towns and the villages involved here. So we think we're actually in a fairly unique spot to be able to be competitive for this grant. And we don't believe that we're going to have a whole lot of others that have been able to kind of get things put together. So that is money that then gets infused directly into this new district board that's being created as a way to offset future purchases and things like that. So we believe that we're talking somewhere in the neighborhood of $120,000 to $130,000 a year for the next 5 years, which, again, in the EMS line of work, that acquires an awful lot of equipment. Doesn't do much on the fire side. They're obviously not part of this, but on the EMS side, I always joke with people, our trucks aren't $1.5 million, they're about $350,000. So we think this is going to position us well, actually, for future equipment needs that we won't have to come back and levy for. So
We talked a little bit about what it would mean for us, the towns versus the villages. But let's just take it up to the total picture. And the reason I'm asking this is because I'm on the Oregon Fire EMS Commission. And we've been reminded that consolidating services doesn't save any money. And so I'm curious of what your perspective, what you anticipate. Do you think it will be more expensive to consolidate, less expensive, or the same cost?
Well, I'd be curious who's made the position that you don't save money. I'm probably walking into something here I don't know about, but there's nobody else in the room. I would argue actually the long-term capital expenditures is where you achieve your savings in consolidation.
So you anticipate a savings?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I appreciate that. Because I am hearing consistently there's no savings in consolidation, and it's become a reason to not consolidate.
Well, it's resource allocation.
Yeah.
So I come from a public policy background prior to my EMS background. And if you have in our case, we have two communities that are 7 miles apart from one another. Each of them right now. And I think, frankly, again, I'm not here from the fire perspective, but just globally to offer that as an example, because it's visible for people to see.
Right.
If each community within 7 miles of each other has 2 fire engines, 2 fire tankers, 2 fire brush trucks, a joint service would allow you some exploration of efficiency of how you could share back and forth in such a way that maybe everybody wouldn't have to buy similar equipment every few years. This is the same case that right now, instead of having 2 distinct EMS services, all having to buy separate equipment, all having to buy separate ambulances, that we, can align call volume and resource allocation with our ability to buy an ambulance. I think the savings over time is actually on the capital side of things. So
would you say there's no savings on the staffing side?
No, there's definitely savings, certainly from an administrative perspective, and that every department doesn't. And again,
yes,
I'm feeling our loaded questions that I'm going to be quoted on.
Gotcha. I don't have a gotcha in there.
There's opportunity for savings.
Yes, very good. Thank
Okay.
you.
One of the big problems with EMS is the collection of actual cost for a run.
Mhm.
That, I don't know, it seems like it's legendary as to how much Medicaid is and Medicare is not paying
Mhm.
the actual cost. Do you see any opportunity to be having consolidation help?
And the billing side of things, not as much, right? Because those are federal government conversations, right? And what Medicaid and Medicare reimbursement are for doctors, for dentists, for EMS, all of us on the healthcare field essentially get pennies on the dollar in terms of what you're talking about. I think if there's any opportunity there to have a greater voice of influence as a region, certainly as an industry, but again, those are all perspectives that I think are already kind of shared by all of our trade groups and those who advocate for us. So I don't necessarily see as much benefit on the reimbursement side of things as I do on just kind of the upfront delivery of service type of things in terms of efficiency. And to your point, and I made this point at our meeting last week, really everybody part of this process deserves a lot of kudos because it frankly often takes facilitation, consulting, outside experts to come in to navigate these conversations. And I think as a credit to all of these towns and villages, this was done in-house together with the elected officials, some of whom present. The chair was part of a lot of these meetings. I think you came to Monday's meeting or a couple of them along the way. That was all done in-house and we didn't have to spend $75,000 or $100,000 to put this all together, which I think is also kind of
That's great.
a cool little template.
Yeah.
So, but it takes a coalition of the willing. And when you
Yes.
have that can take advantage of that opportunity, you can accomplish it. And that's why I think we are in a unique spot to get this grant money coming in, which again, it was an incentive the state provided. You talk about the savings for communities that did get their things together before this grant deadline.
Yeah,
They're going to be able to go bring in money to offset future.
Yeah.
It's impossible to argue that's not a savings.
yes, I agree. I agree.
Any other questions or discussion? Be looking for a motion then to approve the intergovernmental agreement.
I move to approve the intergovernmental agreement for the Sugar River Emergency Medical Services District.
Can't give her a second.
Second?
All right, any discussion, any more discussion? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Motion passes. Thank you very much.
Thank
Give
you.
this to you. That'd be great.
Thank you for sticking with it.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Thank you for
it.
your questions and good luck with your other process, because I know you
Yeah.
have some
Yeah.
other considerations on the table right now, so.
Really got you.
Take care.
Goodbye. Thanks for coming.
Good night. Yep.
Yeah, thank you.
Get home before the storm, like if it's
Yeah,
a
I guess.
storm about 8 o'clock. So.
Thank you, well, that's good incentive to get us out of
There
here.
you go, that's right.
Chop chop.
Okay, so item 8 then is it's on page 21. Let's get there.
21 through 24.
And the reds are the two that the plan commission went through that, and the reds are the excluded ones.
Say that again?
The red highlighted ones are the ones that are being excluded from the blanket rezone.
22.
22, 23.
23, yes.
And they are interesting little parcels of land. One example was see, down on Hillcrest, there's a riding trail. So it's a very linear piece of land. That's a riding trail that's held in common by the residents onto this, that they each have a thing. And so rezoning it into one of the categories of Dane County just didn't make sense. So there's oddball things that aren't going to be affected by being zoned or rezoned. The rest of these were rather straightforward. I think I was very pleasantly surprised at how engaged all the members were and knowledgeable on the specific properties and they have endorsed the other changes. And this is coming from the plan commission, and I would move that we make sure I have the proper thing here. Move that we approve the blanket rezone of 2025 proposed blanket rezone.
I'll second. I do have some questions though.
Let's do discussion then.
All of the, there's been communication with all of these landowners that the property is in this process of.
I don't think they have been, but they do all have the right to say, when they get this, but they have the right to say, hey, I don't like this.
Mhm.
They have the right to appeal.
We're just approving that the county is gonna file on our behalf.
Okay,
They asked us, but they wanted us to look at it and they wanted us to say, hey, are you guys okay with it? Then the county will actually apply for the blanket rezone on the town's behalf. So then it's gonna go through a whole process. And
Where
we're
they
gonna see
get-
this back, where they
Okay.
will actually get moved to a new zoning district.
okay,
This
that's
is
when
this is
the,
just this is the pre-approval for them to apply.
Okay.
So then once this is done, they're gonna start sending out the letters to all of these. Although some of the residents have already seen it in our packet for the plan commission and have attended some of the
Yeah.
plan commission
Sure.
meetings. So some people are aware, Tim, but not everyone,
Right.
just the people
Right.
that have.
Will we need
What,
to
pay attention.
approve the second round of
We'll
this too?
approve so there probably will be changes to that list that you see where the red, there could be changes to that. So once the residents take a look or the property owners take a look, there might be changes. This is
Or
just,
objections or appeals.
yeah,
Where the process is. This is not done.
yeah.
and where would they object or appeal?
Yeah.
Here or at the county?
Yeah, it's gonna be like the same thing. They're gonna come here and they're gonna go to the county. So kind of the same as a typical rezone.
Okay,
This is just, hey, we're okay with the county applying on the town's behalf.
okay,
So it's kind of the opposite of where a resident would be applying. This is
Okay.
us cleaning it up.
got it.
What- Do we need an approval for this then?
You know, we were talking about that in the office because it's kind of that, but we did it last time. We did it by approval by the town board. So we thought we'd just stick with that. We just
Okay,
thought we'd
that's
stick
fine.
with,
I mean,
yeah.
there's no harm.
Yeah, we thought we'd just stick with that. But to your point, no, but they want us to give them a good nod, that they're not doing it
That's fair.
without our approval. And I think that's a proper way to do it when we're working with the county, that we're.
Yeah, I said, and on that plan commission meeting where I think two people from the county were available. And the commission just went through these one by one. And Majid was here and Bridget was on Zoom. And everybody, there were just those few that the commission had questions about. It was like a nice little housekeeping that the county did for us. Cause it was just a lot of stuff that was kind of, wouldn't you say, Arlen, kind of like odds and ends of things that weren't quite cleaned up as they should have been.
Sure.
So I felt that it, especially since our commission, they were all right in lockstep with the recommendations, except for those few that were.
Yeah.
So I think the county was doing us a very nice service there, just trying to get things.
Got
It's
it.
a good group to work with. I think. Bridget.
Majid, yeah, they both were very helpful and,
Yeah.
really gave us a lot of information.
But I was, how engaged all the plan commission members were and familiar with the
Yeah.
properties.
And there were just a lot of them were just like, I don't know how to even, not typographical errors, but just minor glitches that just should have been cleaned up at some point and never were. As
Yeah.
they do change the class of the zoning guidelines from time to time, and I think some things just don't get picked up when they should be. Is that how, that's
Yeah.
fair to say?
Yeah.
All right, any more discussion?
Typos.
Sorry.
Yeah, typos would,
Well, kind of.
yeah, kind of, yeah.
Any more discussion before we vote on this one? Right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Motion passes, thank you. Right, so let's go to, item 10, 44. This is, resolution just accepting the vision results.
Page 44 is the resolution.
And this was prompted by the county again. Right, Bridget of the county, I think, preferred to have this. I think as it relates to the comprehensive plan.
Great. Formally recognized.
Any questions about it?
I move approval.
Any second for that? Second motion. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Motion passes. Thank you.
When do you think we will get back to digging into this?
The
And-
actual vision plan.
Yeah,
I would like to sooner rather than later.
I was just reading down through the quick wins, the summary of quick wins
Right.
back, and starts on page 174. That, those quick wins are exactly that. They are little or no cost, something we can add to our website or get started on. Nothing in particular, but I'm looking forward to, taking on some responsibility for this one or that one, or working with someone to get that one.
Yeah, I'd like to show to you we're doing something
Yeah.
based off those results.
Yes.
And I talked a little bit with Rob Gard about, say, the communication part of it, and maybe I forget what we were even calling them, not like a salon, but speaker bureau type of events. We talked a little bit about that, but I'm tempted to have. Let's put it on the agenda for. That might be a long discussion.
I think it should be separate from a board meeting.
That
You think?
That's totally fine, yeah, because there are a lot of pages to consider. And some pretty meat, even though sort of the low hanging fruit, kind of some meaty stuff there as far as logistics and how to actually pull it off. A separate meeting would be totally fine with me. And we could do that away from the election, either probably. Jennifer, you really don't want to load up the calendar prior to the election, do you?
I don't, I was just gonna say, I know that there's a separate meeting that we're gonna have to open the road bids. So, I mean, if you wanna dig into a portion of that, that's usually a really short meeting. So if you wanted to take some sort of, you could add that to that agenda if people have time.
That works for me, and without knowing the date.
Yeah, right. Well, we'll get to that next. Yeah.
Let's consider that.
Okay. Yeah, wait, I'm not, one of the things that, as far as scheduling the revisions to our comprehensive plan was to be including this.
I believe that's true.
Yes.
And it is true. And we
I
would
still believe it.
And are you looking at additional changes to this?
No.
That this is it, but I just want to get, since the plan commission wants to move forward on the comp plan.
And that's no barrier from this particular project. So we've got the survey results, and then we have the summary document all combined into one. And I think based on this resolution, I think we're good to go.
Okay.
And plan commission is good to go.
Okay, it's good to go. Well, we have coordination with Dane County, who's doing the drafting for us. And
that's Bridget, right?
And Bridget and Lori.
Oh, okay.
Who's key to understanding the language.
Yeah, no, perfect. So yes, I think yes is to your answer, which was can you use it now?
Yeah, we can move forward with it. This is under an action item.
Yeah, we just approved the resolution.
Yep, that's all it was, just approving the resolution, accepting the reports.
And I believe the full report is on our website. So it's out there.
This report.
The vision report. And they're combined into one document. Do we have anything else on that item? Okay, and then item 11, page 978, I believe. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Would like to. From the Road and Safety Committee. Public Works, this is for the advertisement for bids to be. We need to have the board authorize moving this out to get bids. For the seal coating, this is a minor year. We have. Approximately 120,000 in the budget. I believe for this year, and we have. Unfortunately, the seal coating here would be more than that, significantly more than that. So I want to draw your attention that while we're putting this out on receiving sealed bids. Anyway, we will be accepting, we have the right to, well, we have a long list in here. We have, suddenly I am looking for the one little tiny paragraph that says we can accept or reject any and all bids. Or
It's
parts of bids.
179, second paragraph from the bottom.
Okay. It was at the top of the page once before.
The owner.
There we go. That's the.
And this particular advertisement for bid, under the second paragraph under number 1 there. It, no, scratch that. I thought it said one thing, it says something else, scratch that.
Okay.
I do have a question though. Is this a bid for the unit cost or for the project cost?
That's a good question. I have a question with what you guys are saying. The owner reserves the right to select any bid portion individually. Okay, so and then it says we have to go to bid and we have to follow bid, which means that we have to take the lowest bidder. So I'm not a lawyer, but we have to take the lowest bid. So if we have one road that's the lowest bid, and then we have, but it's same, a different contractor has one road. That's where we got.
Yes.
So that's the question. So
Yeah.
if this paragraph is saying that if contractor A has the lowest bid on road A.
Yes,
And contractor B has the lowest bid on road B,
or total.
can we choose the lowest bid for road A from this contractor and the lowest bid for
Are we-
road B from contractor B?
My question is more, are we required? Because we are required to take the lowest bidder. Unless we have a reason that we can't, you really can't just reject it. You have to have a reason to reject it. You have to take the lowest bidder. That's why we're doing this. So we can't just say, oh, well, we can reject it. We have to take the lowest bidder unless we have a reason to not accept it. So if road A is the lowest bid and
Contractor A.
Contractor A has the lowest bid for a road and contractor B, but the total of B is less
than the total of A.
Right, but because we have to take the lowest bid, that would mean we could end up with
Okay, you have 4 contractors.
Count that.
potentially.
Because if you take all of these, if we received a bid for all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sections of road
Yes.
and the length that we have there from the budget estimates that we have is going to be around 200,000. We have 120,000 in the budget. So there's going to be some gnashing of teeth as to which ones we do not include. I would have preferred to have the selection cut down a little bit closer to start with, but that's not what happened. This is where we're at.
I'm just wondering if you can include a sentence that would say something like, we're gonna choose the total lowest bidder. That's not the correct words.
No.
I'm not saying the correct words, but I'm
Yeah.
trying to say something where we're not gonna mix match roads.
Oh,
We're gonna take the lowest total bidder.
And I think Arlen's point was, if we get to have the lowest bidder, and that lowest bidder comes in at $200,000, you want the ability to say, we only have 120, you're the lowest bidder, we need to take Hillcrest single seal off of the bid to get to what we budgeted. That's what he's trying to accomplish.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to accomplish. But
We have, so it says the owner elects to select any bid portion individually, but it's kind of confusing because
It's very confusing.
you would maybe want to add something in there like, we're gonna take the lowest bidder, but we might remove roads. So we're gonna take the lowest total bidder, is I think what you're saying, the person that bid the lowest out of all of the roads in totality, correct?
that's where it's gonna get funky. Because I can be seeing that bidder A. Well, just take your 1 through 6. Bidder A was low on 1 and 4. Was second high on the rest of them. Bidder B was low on the other 4. But we're not gonna take those. Or we're gonna take one from
Bidder A,
bidder A and
3 from bidder.
3 of them from bidder.
And then if you're,
And then it's like.
and if you're gonna do that, then that's fine. If you're okay with working with different contractors, but you're gonna
That's
have
still
to.
gonna be ugly and
But if I was
impossible.
if I were the contractor, I would be thinking of the entire well, okay. Let me change that wording a little bit. I think it's possible that a contractor might bid a lower amount if they assume they would get the entire project.
Correct.
Economies of scale, discount for a higher volume, whatever.
Just mobilization.
Mhm.
Just pure
Yeah,
mobilization.
right, exactly. So, and if I bid for the entire project, all the segments of streets. And all of a sudden I find out I can only do one of them, I'm only accepted for one of them, I'd be like,
Yeah.
that's not
We gotta
really
move
what
all
I
the
bid
equipment
on.
over there into the town of Oregon
Yeah,
for one of those jobs,
I've-
that base cost of
Yeah.
mobilization before we seal a single road is $10,000.
Mm.
And the contract you gave me was $12,000 worth of your work. I can't spend
The-
$10,000 in mobilization for $2,000
The only advantage for mobilization here is that seal coating does not have the same mobilization
as
as
asphalt.
the asphalt
Yes.
and tearing things up.
Very true.
So we have this is the smallest mobilization cost. We also have near a few weeks ago, crude oil was at $60 a barrel.
oh, and well,
And we were up to 120 not that long ago, and it has settled at 90.
Yeah,
yeah,
And
Close
here,
today at
and here we,
77.
pardon?
I think it closed today at 77. Seriously.
And what is it gonna and what is it gonna be
That's
by the
good
time
question.
this is bid?
Yeah.
By the time this is bid, these guys,
pretty.
I do not envy being a contractor
Yeah, that
and
uses,
getting in this climate.
No.
So
So here's something, and I think I'm wrong, but I'm gonna say it anyway. What if we really are talking about 6 separate advertisements for bids?
I don't think we need that.
I think it would lessen confusion,
I don't think it would.
really?
I think everyone would, even though the mobilization is significantly less, every one of them would come with a mobilization cost.
Yes,
Every one of them.
and everyone would have a different
That's
schedule.
true.
Even if it was $5,000.
That's true.
If you, all of a sudden, you're gonna get bids that include, if there's 6 here, you're gonna get $30,000 in mobilization costs. And we're gonna spend our money on mobilization instead of seal coating.
And how is it that we are cognizant of the barrel of oil costs
Well,
as that rolled off the tongue real fast. there.
Did you see the truck I drove today? It's got a 50-gallon tank. I wanted to know if I should fill it up or just buy me a few weeks.
Okay, well, this is so.
I mean, so you could have
I
the
have a few-
sentence in there, and you could take the sentence out. The owner reserves the right to select any bid portion individually. You can leave that in there, or you could just take the whole sentence out, which means that we wouldn't be taking a bid individually. We would be taking it as a whole. So right now, it would look like we would potentially have multiple contractors on different roads, because we're
But
saying,
I think it should be, then, that's a good point. Yeah, somebody, you said that earlier, didn't you? Like. I
or you
think,
could just take it out, and then you're not saying it. But right now, we're saying we could take it a
right,
bit
We could have,
proportionately.
say we reserve the right to reject any and all bids.
You can't, I know, Arlen, you're saying that, you keep saying that, but we are required under state law
If-
to take the lowest bidder.
Yes,
So you, even if you reserve the right, you're still saying before that, the owner reserves the right to select any bid portion individually. So if someone comes in and they are the lowest bidder on the road, we are required, regardless of it saying that we reject it. If we pick that road, we have to take that bidder, that bid the
I
lowest.
think allow that to say,
So you could just take the whole sentence out if you
I
wanted to.
don't think
can
we
we,
should.
can we say a budget amount in the advertisements? Or a budget estimate?
No, I think that the reserve to reject any and all bids is fine, but you're still saying in that, you're saying we can reject your whole entire bid because we don't like you as a contractor, you don't cut the mustard, something like that. But we are saying that we are going to take it, so we would end up with multiple contractors potentially.
I think we just need to introduce the possibility that that the bid exceeds our budget.
Our budget.
Yes, and so I think if we just put a little addition in there to say if the total bid exceeds
I've seen that before.
our budget.
Yeah,
Well, that's
I've seen
what I-
that wording. I don't know, but I've seen it.
Okay, that's kind of what I meant,
Yeah,
but
Yeah.
if we can do that, then I think that clears up a lot. I don't
Because I
know.
don't wanna have to accept the lowest bid when the lowest bid is $200,000
Right.
and we have $120,000
No, we would-
budgeted.
If we have a $200,000 bid,
Mhm.
we are going to be saying
Could you do
which
X, Y, and Z?
road B,
Right, we're
road
gonna take,
C,
we're gonna take
Are-
these two out
Yeah.
because we just don't have.
we don't have the funds.
and so while
So-
we're on that topic of not having the funds, we don't budget for the engineering costs for the small road structures, which is the next one.
Right.
So, and I think, so just so we're aware, that money is gonna have to come out of some budget line item, and right now that budget line item would come out of the road.
This one.
Yeah.
Because this is the overall road budget.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and the only money I put in for engineering fees were just to do the bridge inspection, because I
Yeah.
didn't anticipate us needing to chase our money around. It's just, which this is chasing the grant money, but wait,
So,
So,
yeah, that's a
I-
second different topic.
Yeah, it's a
But-
different
but it's-
topic.
But it's important to consider,
I just want you to, when you're talking 120,000,
yeah,
it might actually be more like 100.
Yeah.
so,
Jennifer, you're such a party pooper.
I'm so
wow.
sorry. It's gotta come from somewhere.
So,
Great.
so that's all that, I don't think we need to take the sentence out. But I think we need to clarify with a second sentence that, or an addition to that sentence that simply says, in order to fall within our budget constraints. That we have.
If you were a contractor, would you ask, what's your budget?
You can look at our website.
I was gonna say,
Number
this is
20.
something-
Oh, that's true.
And,
Where-
but what they
without a
don't
secret.
know, but what they don't know is it's $120,000 and we pay this out of that. And we pay engineering fees out of that and we pay,
Right.
they can see our budget. But $120,000 isn't budgeted for just this. It's a total road budget.
We're gonna transfer some of that
Yes.
next year.
So do we want to do that? Do we want to just clarify that sentence and add to it in order to fall within the constraints of our current budget? current year budget.
If we can do that.
Yeah, how do you feel about
Is
it?
there-
Would be better. I think any clarification you can make is just a better way to
Yeah.
go about it.
And if they come in
If
and-
if it's a third sentence
Yeah,
and not part of the second sentence,
On 179, you're talking about?
on page 179,
I think,
second from the bottom.
I think it would be a continuation of the first sentence. To simply say, the owner reserves the right to select any bid portion in order to stay within the constraints. of our
I
budget.
think that starts. I think you'd be far better off if it's a full third sentence.
And what would you,
Just what we're saying that we have the town has a limited budget
yes,
and needs to stay within the constraint. The
but that's
town-
why we're reserving the right to select.
I know, but that's not the only
Pieces.
reason.
Oh, okay.
It's not the only reason, because we may have a problem with the contractor.
I don't think we have to state that, though. I think that's statutes, isn't it?
that's statute.
So we don't have to state that.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's
It
statute.
would still, I think would
Okay,
keep it's a separate concept.
okay.
So originally I was writing something down sort of like if the bid exceeds as a third sentence, something of that nature. I was starting to write something like that. Somebody must have been starting to talk if the bid exceeds town budget.
Funds of it, we have funds available.
The bid exceeds or should the bid we need to stay within the budgetary constraints of the town?
Budgetary constraints or the funds available from the
Okay.
town? What's the,
I
You're-
feel like,
you're
I
giving-
feel like,
you're
I
giving
feel
them-
like I know that I could go look, I feel like I was looking at other people's bid paperwork, but there's a sentence
Okay.
somewhere out there.
Okay, we want-
These are wheels that you just have to go find the other wheel that already invented it. That's,
Okay,
that's,
well,
it's not,
whatever.
Are we good with that? If as long as Jennifer can put that sentence in that captures that thought.
Yes, and we also need to be getting. When we're having the bids due. And when we're going to have 3 people available to be receiving,
To review
three board members to be receiving the bids.
the bid.
and so to your point of this crude oil, do we want to be bidding for April or do you guys want to push it out till May? I mean, I don't know.
I will not be here in any of April.
Okay.
And so I don't want to speak to anything that happens in April.
Because we have it right now where it's Monday, April 13th, which just happens to just be before the board meeting. So it'd be like you open the bids and then you would decide on the bids the next night. Because we don't decide on that.
And then it gets recognized in the board meeting.
Yeah, we don't decide that spot on. Or if you wanted to wait, you could do it in May. I know we want to get the bids out earlier, but I don't know if seal coating's a little different than.
Well, it's easier, and there's more contractors who can do that versus the paving.
I wouldn't mind, well, I guess it doesn't matter to me. I don't think there's anything wrong with going to May. So between now and April, there's a lot going on.
Are you concerned about?
No,
going to May?
I don't care either way. I have
From
no
your
care.
experience, if we wait till
sometimes-
May,
I mean,
We would
we
be
have
better
been.
off in November.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Last
I
November.
mean, we're pretty late regardless, right? We're pretty late
Already,
regardless. So, yeah, I feel like it's a little bit behind. I'm not sure. You guys were having a conversation earlier and I thought, well, I don't really know that nobody here is pushing it unless,
Well, here, we're having, if there's gonna be anything that has, you have a good point, if there's gonna be any unknown and fuzzy roll the dice kind of problems of predictability. You tell me what's gonna be happening in May versus
yeah,
April, but
no.
right now, we're certainly in not a good position.
Mhm.
That the next couple of weeks are gonna be.
so we're gonna open the bids in May then.
And then I would just change the dates. If you guys, I mean, I'm just not advocating one or another. I'm just,
Yeah, we received
I'm
the
just-
bids.
giving you guys an option to say you don't have to do it in April.
Yeah.
It's just another
Right.
made up date
If it was,
essentially.
if it was asphalt, it would be different.
Yeah.
Right.
It would be, because they would have their calendar
Mhm.
locked in for the year. They would. This is different.
And they could be doing it through fall.
Yeah, conditions into
Yeah.
it go pretty far into the
Yeah.
calendar.
Yes.
Year, so I don't think there's, I mean, we didn't do it in November, obviously. But I don't know that April versus May makes a huge difference.
I think there's a lot of uncertainty. That we have a lot more uncertainty in the next 4 weeks than we do.
Yeah.
Possibly in May.
I agree. That hopefully
But
they'll settle off.
If we would let these out, how much, we usually give 3 weeks time? Jennifer?
It's fine.
If that,
Yeah, so I mean, so it would be, so if we did this in reverse, we just changed those dates. So like, it would be like May 11th is when we would possibly, if everyone was available on Monday, May 11th, with then the board meeting being on Tuesday, May 12th. If we just jumped forward a month.
okay, then
Works
if
for
we
me.
did that, then we would be having the bids go out.
So I have them 3/19 and 3/26, so you just move that back and go into April, so we probably have them 4/15 and 4/22, the 4/22, something like that, and that would give them 1, 2, 3, 4. Give them 4 weeks. Having them
Well,
in the paper, the week of the 15th, you know. So,
well, if we put it out the 20th, that'd be 3 weeks.
I'd probably put it out the 13th, April 13th. I mean, that's probably what I would do is put it out April 13th. That would give them 1, 2, 3, 4. It would give them 4 weeks.
Okay, that'd be the advertisement for bid.
I mean, so technically you can get another shot at it. Well, no, you
Lori,
wouldn't, you'd board
Does
meetings.
that fit with, do you think?
Sure. So everyone's available. So I could count on the 4 of you for May 11th
May
at
11th.
9 a.m.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So we'll just update that. We'll find a sentence to include. We'll have some time then to work on that sentence.
Great. And meeting.
19.
The 19th of March. For road and safety. Isn't this exciting? Are you sure you? Yeah.
Any questions so far? All right, fair enough.
Did you have any topics that you wanted to talk about or
No,
just, all right? That sounds fair.
see how crazy we are.
I'm just
Now we're-
surprised there isn't more people here.
Oh,
Yeah,
When I used to come 20 years ago, when we first moved out here, or I should say 37 years ago, there was a lot more people here.
At the meetings? When there's a hot topic, we usually get many more than one.
yeah.
But usually if there's nothing really controversial, then it's. pretty-
Yeah,
pretty cut and dry.
I looked it up online before what was gonna go on, and there wasn't too much exciting things going.
Well, I
Oh,
don't know.
it's
We're
all
gonna talk
exciting.
about road salt next. So, spoiler alert.
That could be exciting for somebody.
Yes.
I could just make a mention. When the first packet went out, the seal coating bid had Rome Corners Road as one of the roads that they were gonna
Yes.
advertise, okay? That caused a lot of confusion, because if you looked at our 5-year plan, Rome Corners is set to be repaved next year. So
Right,
why would we re-seal coating it
right.
in 26 to have it be?
Yeah.
I didn't talk to Abel about it, but I know he rode around with Farner, so I don't know if that's how come it got added to the list or why it got added to the list. It's not on the list anymore. So,
Does it, he's feeling that Rum Corners has a good base to it and that it only needs edge or wedging repairs and or even seal coat.
So we
So
may
for
not pave it next
Instead
year?
of 2027?
Correct.
Oh,
Interesting.
That's the feeling. We'll be discussing that.
Oh, yes, very good.
yeah, the residents on Rome Corners are very hot on that topic, so.
Yes.
you will want to.
Okay,
Was there anything in this item that we needed to vote on? It seems like no. There's really just that one edit in the.
what's the edit, and then do you want to? I guess if there's any motion, be saying put it out to bid. We need town approval to be putting it out to bid, do we not?
I mean, it's not that, I think that you always want the town board to, you know, be aware of what roads are gonna be bid. And so it's up to you if you want to make it a formal approval, or if you're just in a general agreement. The budget funds are there, but you definitely need the board to know what days you guys can meet and what roads are being done.
Yeah,
As long as everybody's in agreement, it's up to,
I
if
think-
you're gonna have a bid out motion or not.
I don't think anything like a schedule for the meeting or the list of roads rises to the level of needing a vote.
Okay.
Okay.
We can just refer back to this packet. Okay, let's see. As mentioned earlier, we're talking about, nope, not yet, not the salt yet. So item 12. Is there anything in the packet for that one? Let's
Yeah.
see.
Yep, I think I just might have flip-flopped over. I feel like the salt and so 190 is where Greg Hoffmeister is for that.
Oh, yeah.
And it looks like 4,000 is what he's looking at for doing so it's not a lot of money. So we don't have to take that much money out of the 120,000. I think we'll be okay.
But that's specific to a couple of tasks,
Yeah,
important tasks, because that's grant money related.
Yeah.
But,
there
and
might
those
be
are
more.
those are one-off, that's a one-off kind of decision. I think there's a bigger decision about having access to engineering resources.
Yes.
Oh, right.
On an ongoing basis. This just happens to be a one-off decision. I move to approve the contract in item 12 for the 2026 small structures engineering contract with Hoffmeister Engineering.
Second,
Any discussion on that one? Okay, hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We'll say no, motion passes. Thank you.
Are we gonna talk about engineering resources at some point? Do we need to put that on
We could.
And that was a retainer. issue,
Yes.
Right?
exactly?
Well, it's not specifically on here.
It isn't, but
So,
is that's why I asked, can we put that on?
We could put it on. Yeah, we could absolutely put that on.
Yeah, we should.
I think and the reason for that is I think there's grant money available for lots of different things, and we spend a lot of money on roads. And if we had a go-to,
Yeah.
not just a one-off, but a go-to consistently that we could say, there's a grant opportunity here.
Yeah.
Let's plug that into our engineering resource.
And Hoffmeister is a small firm
Yeah.
that is ideal for
He's a great resource.
great resource
Yeah.
for us as a small client.
Absolutely.
And Abel recommended. it
yes,
too.
yes, he did.
He
He works
uses
with
them.
them.
Oh, okay,
Use those for Albany.
got it, okay. All right, anything else on that one? No. See, item 13 is the furnaces and the air conditioning, all the HVAC stuff.
Was that 13?
Well, it's
Oh, yeah, okay.
13.
Okay, so I did not get Brothers. You guys all got the email.
Right.
So that's the problem,
Yeah.
obviously.
And who's
And
coming
so-
tomorrow? Is that?
RNA Heating
RNA.
coming tomorrow.
Excellent.
Yep, they're
Great.
coming tomorrow. So I did not get the quote back from, or I did not from Brothers, so I don't have anything to share tonight about cost. So, but April, maybe we'll have something with cost.
Okay.
But it sounds like it would be a commercial unit that would sit outside.
Okay,
Not up
I
in
think that
city.
makes a great deal of sense. This up here, I don't know how they've curled up there to maintain it. Or if anybody changed the filters.
maybe that's.
Yeah, we had service on it. We've had a service maintenance agreement from the one in town. No, wow.
Tarkington?
No, It's the other one.
Somebody from,
Over by the church, HMC. What's the name of that one?
Have to check.
It's not, it's, I'm so sorry. My names are escaping
No
me.
problem.
But
I can get it for you.
they are the ones that have been maintaining it. But
Okay.
it's 94. is the-
yeah, it has had its life, and we're looking at, that's beyond life. For, if you have something that's in the 45 years, that's a,
Yeah.
that's a life expectancy. Has met and exceeded, and has met and exceeded our sound disturbing problems.
Thank you. And
Who?
Four Seasons.
Four Seasons.
Four Seasons.
Four Seasons. And I think they are primarily residential.
They are. So when I sent the first, that's who came, looked at it, and that's why they said it would be better to bring them down. And then it would be like having to do something with the kitchen.
Yeah.
And so, but then when Brothers came, they said no commercial unit outside the building with just then ducts that would. So right now we have like, that's one, and that's one furnace that works this side of the room. This is one furnace. So every once in a while, like one will be air conditioning, the other one will be heating, just because they'll get,
They don't communicate.
yeah. So it would,
Commercial is expensive though. It
that's,
is.
And if-
that's a problem.
And if it has a certain size to it, it's not gonna be a sealed combustion, so then it has to have a fireproof room. So having it outside just starts making a lot more sense than having something noisy in here.
But we could be looking at 30 to 50. I mean, it's
Yeah,
when they start putting stuff outside as opposed to 10 to 15.
no, I don't know that replacing that.
Well, it's residential. That's the only thing, is we get a whole different contractor who's
Yeah.
maintaining it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and if-
I don't think we should be considering
Yeah.
replacing it either. No, I mean, with another residential.
Would you guys, so, I don't have a crystal ball. What they said is there was like rust and things that were just getting hot in there, which is causing that to, I guess, leak. And so they can blow it out and then the insulation and have that all dry out. Is this something that we should try to do this year? Is that what everyone's thinking? Or do you think, I
Yes.
mean, okay,
Before the next heating season.
I mean,
Yeah, it's an emergency. I would call it an emergency.
Yeah.
okay.
What do you think?
It's not a planned replacement.
It depends on how soon you're gonna replace.
Yeah.
Well,
You know, that makes a difference. Why put money into something that you're gonna replace shortly?
Yeah, and when we talk about replacing, we're talking about replacing, not just replacing the furnace.
Anyway.
I'll
so-
get a couple
duly
more,
noted.
I'll get the quotes together and, try to get those for the April meeting.
Arlen, you remember when we were talking about possibly another shed or something for public works, and there was an issue with back here in the railroad tracks? I don't know how big a unit it is or how far it gets toward the tracks, like an
No,
exterior.
It would not be. It would not be an occupied space. It would be no different than a compressor
Okay,
outside. So it's a piece of equipment. It does not have the same setback requirements.
got it.
There is a lot of crap underground out there that they're gonna have to make sure they
We do it.
respect. Yeah. And Abel had some pretty good plans as to where the pipes and mains and where stuff is underground. And there's a lot of stuff back there.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we're just working above ground, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need a
Well, we're
foundation.
working above ground, but we can't plop things just willy-nilly on top of a gas line.
Right.
And just to go back, Jennifer, so we have no quotes at this time?
No, Brothers has been out here and then RNA is coming tomorrow. So
Okay,
we should have at least 2 quotes.
okay, but, okay, got it. But today, as of this
Yeah,
minute.
as of no, sorry. But I just put it on there since we talked about it.
It's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, perfect, thank you.
All
All
right,
right,
okay, but we're gonna be a good half hour, 45 minutes to an hour ahead of us yet, aren't we?
I would say salt contract should be fast. Employee handbook, we're gonna skip till next month. Also, we get into fire reports, we already had at least one of them.
Yeah, the 14, the salt contract. So I don't have anything yet. That's not come up, but if you guys could, so here's how that works is they send it out and sometimes there's not enough time where I have to return it before you guys meet. And so I emailed her and she said it should be coming Monday, the 16th. So depending on when it's due, I put in what the contracts look like.
Okay.
So what I like you guys to do is to just kind of give me a, hey, we're cool with this same amount as last year. So then that way when it comes out and if you don't meet, I'm okay with. So on page 197, okay,
Yeah, 196.
yeah,
Can I pause your?
Oh, sorry.
for
Yeah.
A second. So Arlen, do you have a time crunch?
I have, well, the grandson needs to be picked up at 7:45
Oh,
down in Burr Oak, and either I'm telling his mother to come pick him up, or I'm picking him up at 7:45. And I don't know that I'm necessarily gonna make it out of here on time. I'm
I think most of the remaining of the meeting, well, once you get the reports, it's all informational.
No action.
Yeah, so,
yeah, there's no action for the rest of
I think,
it.
yeah.
so you could skip out when you
Yeah.
need to,
okay.
unless you don't want to, and we say, oh, it could be an hour. It's up to you,
Well,
but you could skip out and not miss any votes, let me put it that way.
okay, well, let's
Nothing more to be
it
done.
always is good to have information.
Oh,
So the salt contract, everybody panicked a little bit this year because and some people got caught with not enough salt and it got really expensive. How did we do?
We did fine. So Abel said that I asked him if 250 ton was enough, and he said that the 250 ton as we did last year should be good. We have some remaining on this year's contracts. So shed should be relatively full if snow stays away.
I think that's awesome. I think
Yeah.
we had because we cut it back this year.
right,
We cut it back this year by a fair amount.
Mhm.
right, but we're not gonna be able to predict anyway,
Yeah.
so I think. I think sticking with the same type of.
Okay, perfect.
As last.
So if we stick with that 250, perfect. That's awesome.
And I don't think that needs a vote, that's really just,
Operating.
that's borderline, but.
Yeah.
You could say it doesn't need a vote.
In the handbook or waiting till next time?
Yeah,
We're
wait,
gonna-
yeah, I
We're
haven't-
gonna postpone that one, either to April or May.
But where are we at on it?
The handbook?
We're doing the job descriptions. We're working on the job descriptions.
It's in progress.
Yeah. it's in
Oh,
progress.
yeah, it's been going for a little while.
Just need to get
It's
time,
getting
more
very
time,
close, I think.
more, yeah,
It was very close.
yeah, more time.
Okay, Arlen, let me ask you, are you gonna wait for? a while?
No, I have
Feed
just
through?
communicated with my daughter that she's got to pick.
Oh,
him
okay,
up. So-
okay. All right, thanks.
And she was checking with me as well.
Okay, great. All right, so we're done with the action items. Oregon. Open report.
Yep,
Or a little
we
summary?
have we have a meeting on Thursday night. We are looking at concepts again. We have spent a ton of money, or a ton of time with this consultant. The consultant contract, that we got into is over a year old.
Yeah.
And we get together with them almost every month. They come from Eau Claire. The contract was 30 grand.
Yeah,
Now, they said, no, we're sticking with it. We're gonna be, bill, and we're like, you need to bill us because we want to pay you the contract amount. There are discussions about some property near the current station that would provide for for lack of a better term, an annex, which would allow for equipment that is less day to day, like the brush truck, for instance, and the trailer with the ATV on it and things like that. And it would buy some great flexibility if we could negotiate, and it wouldn't have us moving, which would be awesome. But it required some discussions with the property owner. They were open to discussions, which they haven't been in the past. They were open to discussion. And we're anticipating we are going to start that meeting on Thursday with those discussions. So Kent from Rutland and Fire Chief, we're going to have those discussions, a start of those discussions with the property owner before this meeting. I don't know that it has taken place yet, but I'm hoping it has. And the second item is if we secure that property, what can be done on it? And that's what this meeting is with our consultants. They're coming with, this is what that looks like. And if we can do this here, we can bring the current station up to current code, which would require all the bays, you know, which are the oldest part of the station, being taken down, because we would have a place to maintain operations while that's happening, if we could secure this property. And then new bays would be constructed. The most important thing was there would be there would be facilities in place to separate the firefighters from their gear, which can be terribly contaminated after a fire. That has been the priority all along, is to design space in there for decontamination. And make the current space much more up to code and more livable by providing space to offload lesser used equipment without building a whole new station. And so it's encouraging. It's definitely encouraging. On top of that, the Phil is on the commission as well. Phil and the fire chief have been talking with Fitchburg and now McFarland and Stoughton about some of this consolidation. They don't want to call it that because it's a little taboo, but what they can do to service those combined areas with some cooperation. So just as the gentleman mentioned earlier, Josh
from the
mentioned earlier that we can cooperate with capital investments, which includes offsite facilities and equipment that would service the area more efficiently without any one of those entities having to go it on their own.
Right.
Yeah.
It just as a side note, there has been some great traction made on cooperating with Fitchburg on a joint industrial park next to McDonald's. That is Fitchburg. That property next to McDonald's is Fitchburg.
North of it, or whatever direction that is.
North of the cemetery.
Yeah.
North of the cemetery, north of.
So north of the cemetery, remember, the school district owns all that property all the way up
Still
to
in
14. Is still in Fitchburg, but the other side of the road next to McDonald's, all the way to 14 and all the way to the prison farm, is Fitchburg. The prison farm is in Fitchburg, but you can see the Oregon water tower sitting up there. So we are delivering water from Oregon, village of Oregon, to the prison farm. That's the only way I can describe it. So anyway, it is not just the fire EMS side of things. It is also cooperation with Fitchburg on, they're all kind of swirling together, but there's this renewed sense of cooperation, particularly with Fitchburg, and McFarland and Stoughton want to get in on it.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they're having budgetary issues as
I
well.
heard McFarland was a player.
Yeah, McFarland is a player, and of course that's it, you know, that is of interest to Rutland and Dunn
Yeah.
as well. Now, what's interesting is a lot of those discussions are village to village, not necessarily commission to commission. So there's still this little side discussion around, hey, if you swing a deal with Stoughton and McFarland and Fitchburg, where does that leave Oregon for coverage? Where does that leave, frankly, where does that leave Rutland and Dunn? If so, they haven't forgotten that. But just know that those conversations are going. And with all of that going on there, we're trying to be very careful about the investment that we make, in the Oregon Fire EMS district. But we don't want to sit on our hands and do nothing and hope something happens out of that. We got to keep moving, protect our firefighters, buy us a little more space, make decisions. So does that clear things up, or do you have questions?
No question. Interesting.
It is very interesting. Very, very interesting. I like the spirit of cooperation. And now even Verona kind of wants to get back. They had said before,
Yeah.
they're gonna do that, they're gonna do all the work anyway. Why don't we not cooperate? They can do the work, make it public, and then we can decide what we're
They
gonna
got some
do.
blowback internally, did they?
They did, and in the next meeting, they moved and approved to re-engage in the conversations. So, yes, thank you. So, I think things are moving along. I think we're being very paced. Remember, really, we're not expecting huge investments for a few years. But if this new property transaction comes due, we could spend $10 million, but it's not 25.
Yeah.
But $10 million is easier to swallow. $10 million for us is
A lot.
it's still a lot. It might be another $100,000 in our budget, but it's not $250,000 in our budget. So that's it.
Good. Thanks.
Sorry.
I don't know what Steve might have said, but something that crossed my desk was a request from, really it was from,
Ken, right?
well, Kent at first, but then he passed it along to whoever was writing this grant.
Yes.
So I think.
Yeah,
I think it was
resident.
maybe a Rutland resident.
Yes.
Who had some kind of experience. So anyway, on 198, it's just a copy of the letter. It's a letter of support for a grant that Rutland was a part of as far as the Brooklyn, a piece of equipment from Brooklyn.
Mhm.
And it was a super quick turnaround on that one. But I think they wrote the entire grant in a day.
That's awesome. Their tender is 25 or 30 years old, I think. It's not a huge expense, but they get grant money.
Yeah. And then
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say for 18 for Belleville, we've covered the main thing already.
I was gonna say though, for Brooklyn, Brooklyn is concerned about the Oregon consolidation. And they were,
Oh.
yes, and I think
Oh,
Steve talked to you as well. Yeah, and so there was a little bit of like, we don't know anything that's not being shared. Well, the answer is that I sent them, it's not the towns aren't involved in that discussion that's happening. So I think Brooklyn was upset because they were feeling like we weren't sharing, not just us, but the other townships weren't sharing anything with them.
Right.
But we don't have anything to share because
yeah.
we're not sitting at the table.
And realistically, we have been talking about consolidation with Brooklyn for years, and they're like, no, don't even use that word here. And so the fire chief is just like, it's like talking to a wall.
But now something's happening
And they don't want to be left out. There's a little fear of being left out. And that's not a bad thing.
That's not bad.
And I think it's the village board members that are mostly concerned because they would then have to be picking up the tab
Right.
if
Yeah.
the other townships were to get,
Yes.
And
So-
it was somebody from their board.
yeah.
Yeah.
So-
And truth be told, the Oregon Fire EMS includes Rutland and Dunn and us, and those three entities to the Brooklyn Fire EMS pay for a good amount of their services, or of their entity. And they don't want that to all of a sudden create a vacuum. I think the only other one, I think Union is part of too. town of Union, but it's kind of like our Belleville.
Yeah,
So. Yeah, they hear the conversations are happening and they don't want something to happen and find out they're living in a vacuum by themselves and kicking all the full bill.
So I think they might have come to your meetings. When I say they, somebody from Brooklyn might come to the district meeting.
I think that would be awesome. We would love to hear about the
Yeah.
cooperation that we're enjoying at the moment. Because I think it can work for everybody. That would be great. That'd be great.
anything else on fire and EMS? Plan commission?
I think we've covered an awful lot of the plan commission stuff, so I don't see any additional report unless there's questions.
I was just telling, that next month we'll probably see the Madison commercial landscape one. You guys have to
That's
take
right.
a crack at it. But it was on your agenda and then they had to work more on the conditions, so you'll see.
See, and that was a little bit weird because they were a limited commercial. And there's something that they could not get a variance and that they'd had to change it to general commercial, which is we have been leery of getting something that heavy. And we may end up with so many restrictions on it that it looks like the light commercial again, only we've got to be a little bit careful because there was a little tidbit in there that if you were general commercial, you could have 60% of the land covered with building.
Oh,
No. So I mean, it's a little, things that are kind of creeping in.
Is this out in D or A? D?
On D.
D, okay.
And anyway, all they're doing is wanting to replace a building on the same footprint of an existing building, only having something that's more weatherproof and have toilet facilities in it.
That's what they went over that.
Oh, no, it was the square footage.
Oh,
See, existing square footage on the site, but then if you take it off and put it back on, suddenly that trips the trigger. There's a limitation of 10,000 square feet on limited commercial.
oh, got it.
Because there's a whole farm complex there. They have far more. And they'll end
Under
up
roof.
with 16,000.
Got it.
And so that suddenly, so I'm going to be talking with some folks at Dane County on Thursday. And I'm going to be seeing, this seems, we're getting caught in a bureaucratic circle of rules that have some unintended consequences. And they're wanting to limit themselves. So Jennifer, you're right. We have something to be getting ironed out and it's just being caught in the bureaucratic kerfluffle machine. In the machine, a machine, that's probably better term.
You might see an email from a neighboring resident, so that's why I just wanted to bring that up.
oh,
And there will be an issue
Yeah.
coming up also on taking down a decrepit farmhouse. And who the current owners are reluctant to do so. As they're afraid they'll lose one of their splits.
oh.
That's related to the original farmstead.
Is that the one on Fitchburg? On Fish Hatch, I mean?
That's all fish, the one fish hatch, yes. So it's a good thing. I thought we had in the comp plan resolved that, but I think we need to have Dane County come in and be a little more official so that we can get rid of junk that's uninhabitable.
Right, right.
And should go.
All right. Lots going on.
Road and safety, want to be getting into the 5-year plan. We have good bones for it, but we have also, if you look on pages 86 to 89, you're seeing last year's projection. We want to get that fleshed out. Sue's got a great outline going, even planning things further, but doesn't have the budget projections in as to who's doing what. And so I'd like to get that handed out at this next meeting. With that, I'll yield. Our meeting is on the 19th. And I will yield to the torch.
The big news is we have a new employee. Keith Shop.
This is who you thought
Mhm.
should be.
Well, Sheldon's been working on him for probably the last 10 or 15 years.
We'll send him his recruiting fee.
The other thing is the electricity is all installed in the new office unit.
Is awesome.
So they're all.
Let there be light.
Good. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for
Thank you.
coming.
Let there be light.
And
That's
so
great.
then the other thing, just to throw out, in the vision plan, apparently many people who were in favor of more hours at the Torque weighed in. But we haven't made any decisions about that. And I don't know when we would or how to go about it, but it's just kind of on the back burner of that discussion. I noticed some residents would like a 24/7 brush drop off site, which is terrifying to contemplate.
During COVID, that was a nightmare.
Yeah. But anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there. If there is, if it's tricky because yeah, we could be open all day long every day. Someone would like that.
Of
Someone would
course.
want to come at 4:45 on Thursdays and, but we can't.
No.
But anyhow, but the Wednesday hours in the summer, that's the big one that keeps coming up, that keeps bubbling up. So I don't know, just if that has to be a discussion.
What is it about Wednesdays? Is it just because we've done Wednesdays before?
We did
People are
that.
used
We
to
did
it
that.
and.
I feel like people like to go away on the weekends, like in
Oh.
summer, some people have second homes.
Yeah.
So it seems like that's kind of that's what we hear in the office, I should say.
But
That's what we hear.
I mean, I just feel that needs to be kept, we need to keep that in mind as we work on these other issues like the vision survey, and Tim raised that question at the beginning. Yeah, now we have to do something with all that stuff. And maybe that's one of those things that's could be a quick win in some ways. But it's always tricky to decide how many hours and,
Right.
Like,
And then how are we gonna staff it? It's easy to expand the hours.
Yeah.
Staffing it is.
I mean, and is it something where you think, Lori, like has Sheldon or the guys talked about it? I mean, now they just got a third employee, so it's very difficult to talk about before you had.
Yeah. But I don't think they talk about it very much, but.
Cause I mean, maybe it's something that they could talk about because we have to have willing employees to be there on Wednesday, so we couldn't talk about it until we have willing
Well,
employees.
and in the spirit of consolidation, I've been thinking about what if we consolidated all of our recycling centers? No, because they do different things at different centers and, maybe we could have some kind of and just another step forward for consolidation.
Have you checked the hours at
Oh, this Rutland has Wednesday afternoon hours in the summertime,
Yeah.
so
But we
maybe
also
we
have
could
dates.
send people over there on Wednesday.
I have to laugh though, because I always thought about the village, because the village has to haul all of theirs off site.
Yeah,
They can't burn there.
yeah.
That's gotta be a lot of money for them to be hauling all of that
Well,
off site. I always said, if we ever consolidate with anyone,
Well-
it'd just be too much for us to
Well,
burn on
I
our
know.
site, I think, because it would
couldn't
be,
even-
we'd burn
but-
the neighbors would.
But longer ago, we did even kind of play with that idea
Yeah.
of making some arrangement with the village, because one of the challenges that the Torque remains explaining to people from the village that they don't live in the town of Oregon and therefore they can't use the service. And if we had some kind of a thing, and of course, nobody wants to pay for getting rid of anything. But if we were willing to take a little fee from people from other places, like and Rutland doesn't burn, I don't think. So that's why, I mean, maybe some task force could be set up to look at a consolidation of but you know, the Rutland Recycling Center is equidistant. We live equidistant to Rutland and town of Oregon.
Yeah.
Ourselves, you know,
Yeah.
it seems like we're all on top of each other, all these townships. And so that's why this is the age of consolidation. It's just, it's all,
There's a song there somewhere.
yes, right, the age of.
Aquarius.
The age of consolidation. But I mean, I don't know if who has the time or energy or, you know, the work involved in trying to make something like this
I don't-
work or even help or be feasible
Yeah.
financially or just administratively. But anyway.
I think you might have a sign that points to Dane County.
It's the county landfill.
We definitely need that. We need to be more aggressive about letting people know that that's still cheaper if they've got a lot of junk to get rid of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
and just, yeah,
what, do we have a sign at the Torque?
this
It
is,
says,
please go to the Dane County landfill.
Go to-
But we
go to the
could,
Beltline
we
and-
could do some educating,
well, I mean, well, maybe that's something for the website.
yeah.
But also, why not have, if somebody drives there, it's your opportunity to keep on driving, go up to Dane County.
Yeah.
Well, as I understand it, Arlen, at the Rutland, one of the benefits they have of not having any parks is that their public works guys haul stuff away from their recycling center during the week.
Oh,
Yeah,
We used to do that here.
and we did
used to
that
do that
too.
here.
We did that too. We used to
Yeah.
take metal to Monroe
And
and,
we took,
It's
and
hot.
when the MRF was going on, we used to take, that was when everyone would have to separate all their recyclables
Yeah.
out there. We used to do that here. But then, I mean, you pay an employee, you pay for the trailers,
yeah.
you pay for the gas.
and it's always
And
those.
then you have the opportunity cost, what they could be doing.
Right, nobody,
Then-
people have trouble accepting that, you
Yeah.
know, they don't do it. Anyway, I'm going off into some sort of vision of a perfect world that I should just. Anyway, yeah,
Okay,
Keep going.
Wednesday, we need to just look at, you know, if
Wednesday.
that is a serious issue with residents, maybe Wednesdays. But it's hard enough to get people to come on Saturday.
Right.
And so that's our challenge. And it is a job, you know, it does require somebody with a lot of different skills, but it isn't, you do need to be on your feet. You need to be able to, people inevitably end up helping people unload
Yeah.
their stuff. I mean,
Wait.
that's a whole issue there.
What, and then they tear things apart to compress,
Yeah.
to take up less volume.
And then somebody needs to know how to drive the tractor.
Yeah.
Now Keith is an expert tractor driver, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So, I guess I'm just getting at, you know, the staffing issue. And then, I don't want, you do need to be able to, it is a physical job.
Mhm.
And it is also, yes, it's nice if you're sociable and you like chatting with people
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
that's part of the expectation.
Yes. Yeah,
So you need somebody that's just really, when you think about it, quite a unique set of skills that
Mhm.
need to be the right fit, so.
And a lot of, well, even just adding Wednesday, that's a lot more hours to.
Yes, it is.
3 guys.
Yeah.
And I'm 51% serious about a sign saying missed us, question mark. Dane County landfill is open these hours.
No, it wouldn't be a bad idea.
I mean, because we're not there all the time.
No.
We're not that we're there are fewer days than we are there.
Yeah,
On the gates, so when the gates
Yeah.
close.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just,
I'm
Yeah.
kind of serious about it.
yeah,
what, no,
That's
but we
nice.
usually
That's
have,
Not a bad idea.
okay, somewhere soon, we're going to be extending the Saturday hours.
yeah, till 3:30.
So it's there.
Yeah, but anyway, I just feel like it seems like a simple thing, but it's not. You know,
Yeah.
it just has a lot of different parts to it.
Well, so is, with the current staffing that we have, is Wednesday really not a viable option? If it isn't, it isn't.
Well, that's what we would have to decide. And I think we kind of are leaning toward that
Yeah.
right now in this discussion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we did sort of have this notion of when we have a big storm,
Right.
having extra hours just as needed.
Sure.
That's good.
Yeah.
That, and that was kind of working.
Mhm.
We've done that
Yeah,
to some
yeah.
extent. And that is a way of addressing that need that sometimes during the middle of the week, somebody would like to be able to get rid of their stuff,
Right.
you know? So
Well,
there's that.
Yeah, I think you're missed us. Love Wednesdays. If you love your weekends,
Or,
go with the income.
or if we could do our consolidation with Rutland, you know,
Yes,
they'd have a thing. where we
Partnering.
could-
Well, you have-
yes.
Yeah. Rutland.
You know, one of those poles with the arrows that. You do that.
So
It's
anyway,
this way to think of that. I think
or we could pass out little
I
flyers.
think this is sliding.
it is. We can go-
Yeah, yes, we wanna get before this
I think we're
hailstorm.
Great other than that. Park committee. I didn't get anything from Dave, so.
He just got back into the country. I think he was on vacation, or I'm not sure if he's back yet, but he was
Yeah,
on vacation. Just that the money's not there for Kennedy Park. That would just be the only update.
Mm.
So that was from,
Okay, well, so speaking of the park update, we have Mr. Sauer. Or Strawpower.
Oh, yes.
Mr. and Mrs. Strawpower.
Jesse.
I'd be most eager to be getting their title things, because that's what I had asked for before.
It's kind of a planning commission.
Yeah, you-
Too.
it never got
Oh, these are fine.
it as well, and it just never appeared. So it's hard to put it on an agenda item when you don't have any
That's right.
documents to
I
look
think
at.
they thought they had sent it to you. Maybe.
I
I mean,
are
okay,
wanting us to be doing something. I think that they're looking at getting a second kick at the cat by having a second triangle added onto their.
Oh,
Yeah, because it's my understanding, we moved the triangle, it got half done. It got moved and added to their property, but never subtracted from their property.
Correct.
That's my understanding.
So now he wants to add another thing,
another triangle.
another time. But anyway, that's another agenda item that we
Okay.
can't talk about right now.
Okay.
well, I mean, you can talk about it in the sense that we can add it to the next agenda, but I will say I have still not heard back from the attorney.
I was just saying.
Yeah.
I have
We
not.
gotta get a different attorney.
Oh.
Seriously,
I really, don't know what to do.
I was waiting on somebody's reply. I don't know if I emailed you or something, but I was ready to try to track him down, but I didn't know whether you'd heard from
I
him. You or
didn't.
Stephanie, maybe.
I
Okay,
didn't.
let me try to track him down, because it's been.
I mean, I know we had a bill this month and in that bill, it said he was working on those. So I almost wanted to send him a copy of the bill and be like, okay, well, what was
yeah, where's the work product?
that's,
Yeah, seriously, we need.
so, I mean,
How do we
unless
do
you wanna invite him to a meeting and ask him, do we need to retain, I'm just not sure.
Oh.
We've just,
Mean another arrangement.
well, because he was after, oh my gosh, my brain is Larry Beckler.
Right.
Yes. I mean, this was his replacement.
Yeah.
And a couple things I've asked him, he's kind of said this isn't necessarily my area of expertise. So then I'm always like, well, is there someone else?
Right, and there was somebody else, it could have been like a year and half ago that he said he was really busy with something, but this other person was gonna take care of it. I can't find that message, so I'll call him. I'll get a hold of him.
Okay.
Because I was waiting on something. I don't know what I was waiting on, but I'll get a hold of him.
I have someone I'd recommend,
Okay.
just so you know.
You want to send me that, like an email?
What's that?
If you have somebody to recommend, you can send me an email just in case we
Sure.
get to that point.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
And that might be another thing where it's like the engineering retainer. It's like, we've never really had a retainer with Beckler. We never had a retainer. It was just always like we paid, but maybe that's a situation we could get into.
Maybe.
I feel like there's sometimes enough where you would want to bounce something off of them
Yeah.
if you need to.
I think more than in the past, as far as like using, getting a legal opinion on whatever. We've been doing that more frequently.
I think it's a good thing.
It is a good thing.
Yeah.
I think it's a good thing. Arlen, do you have something you were gonna say?
No,
No? Okay.
as far as retainer,
Oh,
I don't think we're big enough to be having retainer, and we don't have things often enough.
I just feel like something where maybe we have an arrangement that they're gonna get back to us on
Yeah,
the time.
that would be a good.
Some kind of understanding, some
Yeah, like how long should, is enough?
player gets traded.
I mean, we're not like, we don't need it immediately, but I don't know the length of time. I don't know how, I don't know when to push and when to lay back. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right.
All right, building committee,
When do you want to have that get together?
say that again?
When should we be getting together?
We should. Anytime, it's fine with me. But you're gone Jennifer, you're gone for a week and a half or 2
Yeah.
weeks or something like that, so that pushes us
The
into the end of
23rd.
March.
Okay, if we had, you had on the building committee thing, you had indicated that we need to be having an annual meeting or a public meeting in order to be putting an addition onto any building.
We need to have approval. Yes, to put on an addition, you need to have elector approval. It doesn't have to be an exact amount. It just has to be that the electors have to approve that you're going to be putting on an addition
Okay, we're now.
or buying land.
I mean, it's just a month away from the annual meeting
So maybe you could wait to the budget meeting if you wanted to.
in the.
In the fall.
That's too far.
December.
Yeah, that would be November.
Let's do it earlier than that. That's seems like far away. Doesn't it?
To get together for the building committee. Is that
Well,
what you mean?
Right.
Yes.
Oh, well, right, two
To
different.
present it.
Yeah, two different things.
Yeah, so I was talking about the meeting would be too far in the distance for just the committee meeting, so.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Never mind,
Yeah,
never
no,
mind.
no, I mean, if we're going to be having, I've sat down, I've met with Abel and Ryan and talking about doing the washing and maintenance bay,
Mhm.
which would be about a 28-foot addition onto the existing building and about 8 feet further out forward towards the street.
Mhm.
So it's a good size something. When we do that, I think is not immediate, but we do need to do it sometime in the future. Do we bring this up to the town the electorate at the annual meeting? I have put together a very rough sketch, but if you want something a little more real for the meeting, or we just push it off into the budget hearing. But we do need to sit down and talk, this is what we should be proposing.
Yeah.
Because there's other work, the drains are plugged in the
Shop.
shop,
Right.
and
Right.
so there's internal work that needs to be done as well as an external bay. Everything in there is just cheek to jowl. There's just no room to work.
Right.
I
I think it would fit in the annual meeting. Any reason it wouldn't?
The only thing I would say is just, it's been on the agenda, it was on the agenda last month. Sometimes it's just good to kind of have it on our town, like on our town board agenda for people to look at so they can kind of see, like they could say, oh, it's a bay. They're talking about the bay. They're talking about the bay. So it doesn't seem like
Surprise.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, so, just kind of like buying land, it would be like good to actually kind of put that on a couple of agendas so that,
Yeah, just to
people-
seed the idea,
And they could go back and see the record of it and when
Yes.
they find out 6 months
Yeah.
later
right?
and get.
So
Right.
that
so it's just kind of having that, that pattern that you guys are discussing it, and then it's not just
Yeah.
okay,
that there's kind of a need for it.
okay, so that would mean that we should really be targeting the public hearing at the budget hearing instead of the annual meeting.
I mean, that would maybe be my suggestion if you wanted to sort of have it on the agenda for a couple times. That's just a suggestion. I mean,
That's a
obviously.
good
you could-
idea, just to get it in
I think it's a good
the
idea.
front of mind kind of thing.
I think we've had this conversation before about this, but we've done off-schedule elector meetings before, haven't we?
You
For
can,
like,
yeah.
for what we've done in the past, was that for like a budget amendment or something? Do
I can't,
Imagine-
but
maybe I'm-
yes, I mean, you
maybe I'm
can have, you
imagining,
can
but
call
we
the
could
lecture
do that.
meeting.
So
Yeah,
we could do that.
Yeah.
And that could be prior to the budget meeting.
I mean, and that would be something like you could be talking about in your agenda as well, along with
Yeah.
that, you can talk about
Yeah.
that, but I think it would just be good to have good faith to the residents that they can at least look at an agenda
Right.
and see it then discussed.
It's just, right, I think that's probably what we should shoot for, only because, well, for multiple reasons, but between April and November, there's a lot of open time.
And I think that would be true too if you're thinking of land, maybe if you want to add two of those things to the agenda for the next couple times.
Yeah.
Then it would be where,
Well, with that, somewhere, what is it that we're gonna be talking about at the annual meeting? Can we even say, we're starting to look at?
yeah, you absolutely can say, you absolutely could talk about that.
We're looking at.
Oh,
It's pretty open, I mean, there aren't.
Yeah,
that
I know, but it's
restrictions.
again, don't want it to be a surprise.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
we bring it up.
Good.
So our building committee is gonna make a report?
Yeah.
Or just say we're looking at, I mean, that's the report.
that could be the report, unless you wanted to show anything. Did you say you have
Yeah, it's a rough sketch. I mean, it's of the washing bay, but have nothing on the land.
Yeah.
Looking at, I mean, if we're looking at also land for a new town center, I believe we have something.
You have a
in our-
map of your possible locations, remember that?
I have that one.
Somebody was asking about that, maybe it was. Was it Dave Frankson in one of our meetings? Were you asking about it? Okay, it was Tim,
I'll-
but that might be interesting.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know, well, we should also consider whether it would be a bad idea to have in a public meeting. I don't know if it would or not.
Well, it's just showing that there's a lot of spaces.
Yeah.
And if there's some criteria of being away from the village, safety,
Right.
Yeah.
something that would be easily accessed,
Right.
main roads.
Yeah, well, I think it's fair to include that. I mean, we don't have
Just high level criteria.
very high level, and really, there's no.
Again, just to show that there's been some, it's not just a, hey, wouldn't it be great if we, there's a little more.
It's not like we
But
have
something that make it
blueprints for-
start getting it be more real. But your letter from Martin,
yep,
10 years out,
yep.
that's an important letter.
Mhm,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
mhm.
Um,
So let's plan on that. Do you want to try to meet before?
I think it'd be good, just to do a little
So
rehearsal.
there's a gap in there of about a week or 10 days or something. So,
The
Annual meeting is 21st.
21st.
oh, there's more of a gap. Okay. I thought it was-
Yeah.
I thought it was earlier than that. So yeah, we can let's find a time in there. I don't know. You want to try to schedule it now?
Yeah. I need to get you a copy of the site thing.
I would love to see that,
Okay.
because I won't be at the annual meeting.
How dare you?
No.
You want to do it toward the end of, like after We have a board meeting on the 14th. Do you want to do it maybe 16th or 17th that week? Or was it Thursday, Friday? Or do you want to do it before the board meeting? When's the election? 7th?
Election's the 7th.
We could, I mean, 9th or 10th or 16th, 17th?
The 10th of, what? Why don't you shoot if the 10th worked with you?
It does.
Okay.
Jennifer, you're around on the 10th? Or,
It depends on how I feel after the election, but I have PT in the afternoon, so
So
it
morning.
would have to be before 3.
so,
Afternoon, morning?
you said afternoon is bad for you?
Just at 3, I have PT, so it has
Oh,
to
okay.
be before 3.
But, doesn't matter to me. It could be morning, it could be
You
another
have
day.
1 o'clock?
Sure. 1, we'll do it. And Stephanie then too, right?
Okay, yep. And then I'll start adding the wash bay and the land onto like our agenda. Just as kind of a normal agenda item, so that
Okay, that's perfect.
something you're talking about. Size of trucks, I mean, the size of the trucks and the square footage of
Shoot
the,
Something and send it to you.
I mean, it is always kind of interesting watching how they park the trucks in there, you know?
Back in there? Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
so I mean, could talk about like that size stuff.
Yeah, and then where are the doors? With their relationship to the doors?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say, I don't know why they're not fixing the salt shed.
Well,
Maybe I.
Okay, so I should have done an hour ago, probably.
We're almost done though.
Yeah, so I think about that, the land issue, when we talk about putting money into the HVAC, and we have to have it. We have to have HVAC.
Yeah.
But the wash bay, I'm like, we could spend,
A lot.
we could spend $300,000 very quickly. Because it isn't just it's not just a shed. It isn't just a shed. It's gonna have to have, probably heated floors, make up air.
If they're washing, don't they need plumbing?
Yeah, oh, for sure. It's gotta be all plumbed and
Plumbed.
electrified and, is that really all it's going to be used for? And if that's not all it's gonna be used for, what else is it gonna be used for? Cause we should, prepare it with those things. So, and I just keep thinking, God, if we move in 10 years,
That's gotta be part of our,
do we
Decision.
wanna put all that money into? Or maybe we just send it over to Martin and say, hey, we're thinking about building this. Probably something you'll be able to use. Is there any particular place you'd like us to put it? Is this gonna be big enough?
Well, you said that about the HVAC. I was like, this isn't the only place to hold elections, so it's kind of important.
Yes.
So it's like,
right.
and we can't open the windows, like there's no windows don't open.
Yeah,
So I like, it kind of makes it like a no-brainer, like it has to get fixed.
yes.
We can't wait 10 years.
No,
I mean, and he was
I-
like, it's not even gonna, I was like, he's like, it's not gonna last.
Yeah,
You
Right,
know,
no,
I
that's
mean,
true.
Not that there's a date that it's gonna also expire. I don't say that, but
Right.
like, that's a little bit like, unfortunately, that's gonna have to get.
we used RA heating recently and it's Ryan Arndt, RA, it was Ryan Arndt. He just seems like a very practical guy.
Okay,
He seems very practical. He's not, he's not gonna come in here and, pull out all the engineered drawings and everything. He's just a very practical guy.
Yeah, is he in the Art family from the plumbing company too? And
I think they're all kind of related, but he's not part of the Brooklyn
maybe it is Brooklyn. not Belmont.
family.
Yeah.
He's Evansville. He's out of Evansville. I just like his practical can-do spirit.
Okay, let's try to zoom through the rest of it. 24, the Dane County does 5 years does a natural hazard mitigation plan and includes plans from anybody else who wants to participate. We participated 5 years ago. And it's come up, I think next year might be when it's going to be put together. We sent a letter of participation, so at this point, just waiting to hear back from the county. And Bridget is actually part of this too, so she's everywhere at the county. Don't have much to report beyond that. The last time, the first time that we did it, there was a committee of like 4 people, 5 people. But I have a feeling that nothing really has changed as far as our section of it. So I'm, at least at this point, I'm anticipating there will be some updates to, I forget what's on there, like some population numbers and some total counts of certain types of occurrences of natural hazard type. Whatever else. I don't think there's gonna be a lot to it. The end of the story 5 years ago was that really all we could do is provide safety information about weather. And so we post things on the website periodically, like before each season. I think it'll be about the same. So I don't know at this point how much actual work will be involved. It'll be more than 0, but it's not going to be what it was 5 years ago. As I shall know.
And this will be, let us be eligible for FEMA funding if that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
That.
Right. If not, that funding ever exists.
I just wanted to point out on 200 and 201 was just, I signed the quote for the guys to get computer into their office. So that was just some.
Oh, that's that one.
Yeah,
Okay.
and so that it might be a little high, but that was the quote just for them to come out and get that all hooked up for them.
Cool. Okay.
And their electricity is done.
Awesome.
Let's see, the building inspections, that's in there somewhere.
Yeah.
205. Public Works Departments, an update on Windridge.
Okay, yeah,
Also in here.
so
Yes.
we had a letter of credit that was for Windridge. So when it came to be, Jerry passed away during this time, it came to be that the shouldering wasn't done. Well, the letter of credit had already expired. So anyways, I was kind of working with the bank because they wanted the letter back. And I asked him, I said, well, the shouldering's not done. So how do we do it? So then he said, gave me Olney Construction. Well, talking to the guys, Olney Construction had been out somewhere in the town. So then on page 207 is what Abel went out and talked with him. And it said he was not contracted to do the shouldering. Ryan and I can do it to keep track of time and materials. I don't know. I don't know what to do here. This is not I'm not sure what to do. Janine was having a heart procedure. That's what she told me the last time. So I have not wanted to, I don't know who would reach out to Janine about the shouldering or what we should do. So that's where we are.
We did talk about that at the Road and Traffic Safety
Okay.
Committee. A couple months, didn't we?
Yeah,
That's been on,
That it was the
and that's.
developer's responsibility.
Right, that's where we ended up with, but prior, there had been discussion of Ryan and Abel just doing what they're saying here. So, but that's before we got the latest development about the letter of credit and.
Yeah.
I know I had an issue with this about us doing it and finishing
Yeah,
it.
about the
I
liability.
understand this is a very unique circumstance. I understand
Right.
that. And I do appreciate that we do have the ability to do it with the equipment that we have. It is a pretty simple process to get it done. And I know that Janine is living up north and she's just lost in this. So from my perspective, I'm much more willing to just have the guys do it.
Is there any reason for us not to do it?
Yeah, there's just a liability issue. And, it isn't as like a through street or an intersection. It literally is a dead end street and it doesn't have a lot of performance requirements because it doesn't have a bunch of traffic. It's just that under normal circumstances, it is totally the developer's responsibility.
Right.
And this is just a unique circumstance.
As part of the unique circumstances, is there any reason why we can't have it still be the developer's responsibility and do some back billing and be generous as to how much
Getting-
we back bill her? for
Do
that?
you, I think if we're gonna bill her, I think we should at least give her the opportunity to say yes or no. So.
Yes,
Yeah,
So, you know, so
So
does
before
someone want to
we-
reach out to her? Right, you want me to reach out, you want able to reach out to someone on the committee, want to reach out, you know?
Yeah.
I just don't want to send a bill to somebody and have them not have an opportunity.
I would imagine it's an afternoon's work for two people with equipment. The equipment is, you know, easily should be billed out at $150 or $200 an hour.
Right.
It would probably be $1,500 to get it done.
Yeah, it will be billed out at that rate that the DOT. that we-
Yes.
Yeah, so.
It'd probably be $1,500 to get it done. That's what it comes down to. The challenge is that they do have a contract. This guy doesn't have a contract to do that shouldering work. There is a contract out there for an engineering firm to come and certify the completion of the work.
Right.
And so now we're gonna be held to that standard.
Mhm.
If we want to, require what is currently required to have it certified as completed as per plan by an engineer. That was my hesitation before, is are we gonna step into those boots with those requirements?
wasn't Corey the one that was doing the
It is,
inspections?
yes. It is.
Is that a question for him, maybe? About how to handle the situation?
You mean Corey would be doing the inspection?
Corey would be
His
doing the
firm.
inspections, so I don't know
Anyway.
how cozy.
Yeah, it is.
He's already
There's a
proposed
conflict.
I mean, there's,
Right.
no, I don't think you can.
This is the quagmire I was
You know,
concerned about.
That's a good word.
So is,
Maybe I should just call, what I could do is I'd be happy to call Janine.
Okay.
And I would be happy to point her to someone who could get the work done. And help her even make those contacts. Give her a ballpark idea of what I think it's gonna cost.
Yeah.
And ask her how I can help. Short of having our guys go out there.
yeah,
and get work done. It,
it would be good to move the liability away from us,
yes.
however that happens.
Okay, so you're volunteering to contact,
I'm happy, I would be happy to call Janine
okay,
and
I'll get the
help
number for
her
you.
finish this project from a neighbor's perspective. As opposed to a town of Oregon perspective.
Yeah.
If you want me to do that.
That'd be great, I think.
Okay, I'll get Janine the number to Tim.
How long ago was her?
I
procedure?
don't, I don't know. She was just really fragile when I talked to her. It was just after Jerry's passing.
Oh,
so,
I'm sure.
Yeah,
And again, she's not here,
Right,
because she's living up north.
right.
And I'm sure she's just, I don't know what to do.
yeah.
Do I have to do something? Is there something that needs to be
I
done?
think that she'd appreciate anybody who could give her some structure to
Yeah.
get it done.
Yeah, I think the shoulder, it just, I don't think she knows. Jerry took care of it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Do you think it would be a good move to maybe email her first and say, I would like to talk to you?
I can get the email to Tim as well.
Well, I'm asking, I guess I'm not pushing this necessarily, but to give her some awareness of why we're contacting her.
I don't think she'd be totally shocked us contacting her.
She would not be. Okay,
Yeah, you just wanted to send me.
I'll send you her information, her contact info.
Okay, that'd be
Yeah,
great.
thank you.
yeah, that's excellent. Thanks, Tim. Anything else on that situation?
I'll just email Abel and let him know. So I think one of the things that Abel was just concerned about is they're starting to build a house there. And so the road is unprotected.
Yeah.
And so the
right.
concrete
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah.
So he's just concerned, you don't want it to
Well, you
start.
want it- it's-
Right,
it's
so I
gotta
think
be
that's
dealt
why,
with.
right,
Mhm.
I think that like also
can't
this
just-
time is of an
yeah.
essence a little bit.
well, the first house is done, the second house is coming.
And I don't know, I'd even gone up there myself, so I don't know.
First
He
house is
said-
done.
He said
I'm
one's
sure
being
it is.
built, so.
Pardon?
Abel said one is being built, so I don't know what stage that means.
Okay, then I haven't been up there, I thought One was,
They just wanted concrete, which is really heavy. And so that was a call we got just the other
From the
day. That
driveway.
was, and we were just concerned about those edges.
yeah. Okay, wouldn't hurt to put the drive up there.
Yes, I. Didn't have to drive up there. tomorrow.
Okay,
And then 27, is that your, it says business office?
Yep, that's me. And we got the ballots for April. So they're Stephanie will be getting those and sending them out in the mail this week. And then I sent out late this afternoon, the annexation for the property on Highway CC is in there. It starts on page 208.
Yeah.
So there's not really much that unfortunately the board has to do with it. It's just more of an awareness. They're applying for a driveway. So I think it's gonna be a maybe another apartment building or condo, something of that nature. So that was just, I wanted to just share that so everyone is aware.
this is the one that's between Mulligan's and the Methodist Church.
Yeah, so they took down the house.
Yeah.
I saw that.
It's gone.
Yeah. So we won't have to have an election. If there was electors, so like if someone was still living there, we'd have to hold an election, but since there's no electors. But
Well, let's see, board communication. I don't have anything for today. Future agenda items, nothing right now. Meeting schedule, any changes that we know of, I'm just saying that.
I think we'll just add the May dates when we get to the May dates. So we'll meet May 12th before the meeting. It'll be just like a quick meet to adjourn the board review, just so you guys are kind of aware that we have to do that, just to stay within the,
30 seconds to do.
yeah. And then July will be the. That's it.
Okay, excellent. We'll get us out of here in like 2 minutes, but how did the flow go for the action discussion items?
I think this is excellent. It gets it, because we spend far too much time on the reports, thinking that there's some action that needs to happen, that you're defining the action here. I think that lets the public know also.
Then people can know to check out if they're.
Yeah, it's like the Cliff Notes. Oh, this is what's important to me. What's going on there?
I like the format.
I thought it expedited things.
Yeah. How was creating it?
No, it was easier. I thought it was easier than I just put all of the action and then the reports. So I feel like maybe we can try to work with it for like at least 6 months before we make any big more changes, or a couple months, 3 months or something. I don't know, 4 months. And then if you guys find big changes, then we can make them. But we're gonna try to do all of our agendas to look sort of similar then, the plan commission, the road and traffic, all of them sort of fitting into a format that is alike, so that we kind of have some cohesiveness within all of the town agendas and how.
Yeah, the system's pretty good. Both the systems.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else, folks?
Yes, and while you're looking at the agenda and the calendar, I looked up at the calendar on our website, and it did not even have the election in it.
I think Stephanie added that.
Okay, well, I brought it to her attention that
Yeah,
there's quite a few things that were not on there. And don't know if this is something.
You might have to accept them. I might have had them in the calendar and sent them to you, but you have to accept them to get them on your calendar.
Oh, yeah.
Are you talking about?
No, it's all on the calendar.
Oh, on our website.
Yes.
On the
Oh,
website.
okay, I can update the website. I thought you meant your personal calendar.
No,
Okay.
no, I
Yeah, I went out pretty far on this one. I was going all the way up till, well, not the end of August, but I went out pretty far. I'll look at the town website and update that one as well.
Arlen, were you talking about the spring election or?
Yeah. So yeah, I think that she thought it was your personal calendar.
no,
Look at-
well,
yeah.
no, it was that. in the,
No,
meeting.
I did add it to the website.
Oh, she did. Okay.
Yeah, no, he was clear on that. It was
Sorry. Then
not
I
on the website.
taken.
No, it
And I
was-
added the annual meeting and the spring election.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Thank you.
Bye, Stephanie. Okay, without objection, we're adjourned.
8:30.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
I wanted to mention something.